What if I told you the most disturbing part of the Epstein Files isn't what was released, but what's still hidden? Millions of pages exist, yet key names remain redacted. Powerful people walked free while victims were silenced. This isn't just a scandal, it's a warning about how power really works in America. If you are watching this, it's probably because you keep hearing about the Epstein Files and nothing seems to add up. Everyone is talking, everyone is arguing, but very few people are clearly explaining what these files actually are, why they are being released now, and what they really mean. This story is not just about one man. It is about power, secrecy, and how influence works behind closed doors in America and beyond. To understand the Epstein Files, we first need to understand who Jeffrey Epstein really was. Epstein did not come from a famous family. He had no clear academic record, no major public achievements, and no obvious path to extreme wealth. Yet somehow he became one of the most well-connected financial operators in the world. He built relationships with billionaires, politicians, royalty, scientists, and media figures. According to major investigations, much of his money came from managing finances for ultra-rich individuals, helping them move and protect their wealth in ways ordinary people never could. What made Epstein truly powerful was not just money, it was leverage. In elite circles, leverage is more valuable than cash. Leverage means having something on someone, information that could destroy reputations, careers, or entire institutions if it ever became public. Epstein did not simply attend parties or socialize. He created environments where powerful people felt safe doing things they could never risk doing in public. Once those moments existed, control followed. Many of Epstein's properties were designed for privacy and secrecy. Powerful guests were surrounded by young women, luxury, and silence. Over time, those interactions became leverage. This is how Epstein remained protected for so long. This is also why so many people fear what the Epstein Files might expose. But this story goes far beyond rumors or uncomfortable associations. By the mid-2000s, allegations against Epstein were already public. Young girls came forward describing sexual abuse, trafficking, and manipulation. In 2005, police in Palm Beach began investigating claims that Epstein had sexually assaulted a 14-year-old girl. Federal investigators later identified dozens of underage victims. These were not anonymous internet accusations. These were sworn statements, witness testimony, and police reports. In 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to charges involving the prostitution of a minor. He was officially labeled a registered sex offender. Despite the seriousness of his crimes, he served just over a year in custody, much of it on work release. This plea deal shocked the public and raised major questions about how someone so clearly guilty received such lenient treatment. This detail matters for one critical reason. Anyone who continued associating with Epstein after 2008 knew exactly who he was. Continued contact does not automatically prove criminal behavior, but it does raise serious questions about judgment, ethics, and accountability. In 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time on federal sex trafficking charges. Before he could stand trial, he was found dead in his jail cell. His death was officially ruled a suicide, but the circumstances immediately triggered widespread public doubt. Camera failures, guard negligence, and conflicting medical opinions fueled suspicion across the political spectrum. Although Epstein was dead, the story did not end. His longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, was later convicted for helping recruit and groom underage girls for Epstein. Her trial opened the door to massive amounts of evidence, including flight logs, contact lists, emails, financial records, and testimony that had never been fully released to the public. This evidence, stored across federal systems, is what people now refer to as the Epstein Files. For years, only small, heavily redacted portions were released. Victims demanded transparency, the public demanded answers, and politicians promised disclosure. As pressure grew, the Epstein Files became a political issue, not just a criminal one. Promises were made about full transparency, about releasing names, documents, and evidence. But when initial releases finally happened, many people noticed something alarming. The documents contained very little new information. Key details were missing, names were hidden, and explanations kept changing. That frustration is what pushed the Epstein Files back into the spotlight. And this is where the story truly begins to unravel. What has now been released is not the end of the Epstein story. It is only a fraction of it. Millions of pages have come out, but millions more are still sealed. Even within the released material, large sections are redacted, names are hidden, and critical timelines are blurred. That alone raises a serious question. If there is truly nothing left to hide, why is so much still being protected? The public reaction has been intense, and for good reason. These files point to a system where wealth and influence appear to shield people from consequences. While Epstein is dead and Ghislaine Maxwell is behind bars, many believe the most powerful figures connected to this network have never been properly investigated. Victims have repeatedly said that justice feels incomplete and that the process continues to expose survivors while protecting elites. This is why the Epstein Files matter, not because of conspiracy theories, but because transparency is the foundation of accountability. When institutions delay, deflect, or minimize, public trust collapses. History shows us that major scandals are rarely uncovered all at once. They come out in layers through pressure, persistence, and public awareness. Whether more files are released or not, one thing is already clear. The Epstein case exposed deep failures in law enforcement, prosecution, and oversight. It revealed how power operates differently at the top and how difficult it is to hold influential people accountable once they are embedded inside elite systems. This story is far from over. Investigations may expand, new witnesses may come forward, more documents may surface, and when they do, the truth will not be comfortable for anyone. The only question left is this: will the public keep demanding answers, or will this be buried like so many scandals before it? If you care about real investigations, hidden power structures, and the stories that mainstream media avoids, make sure you stay connected. Subscribe, like, and share this video so more people can see what is being uncovered. Turn on notifications because the next update could change everything. This is World Dark Files, where hidden truths come to light.